I'm Rikka Brandon, and I am so excited to talk to you about something that's pretty near and dear to my heart and should be near and dear to yours this year. And that's really employee appreciation. And so, anybody who has been working really anywhere in the world, but we're going to focus mostly on America here, knows that the COVID-19 pandemic has put an undue amount of a stress on our businesses and our employees, from supply chain issues to having to shut down to dealing with 25% capacity compared to before with 6 foot distancing. It has just been one challenge after another to try to keep our population safe and our workers safe, and also meet the needs of our customers, who now, because of those same restrictions, have more money and are willing to make investments that they weren't really thinking about making before. So it's kind of like this perfect storm. And so it's really important that we take time to appreciate our employees and recognize that everybody's tank is a little bit low, right? There's lots of us who we can handle a lot of stuff, but when our tank gets low, we get snappier, smaller things feel like a bigger deal, and everything like that. So I want to go over real quick the 3 ways that you can do employee appreciation, and implement it immediately, and kind of the levels you should take. And then I'm going to spend some time diving into a really powerful experience I was able to have earlier this month with a company that really does an amazing job of employee appreciation. So the first part of employee appreciation is, of course, catching them doing something right. This is kind of a basic tenet of good management. We want to make sure we are noticing and acknowledging when they do a good job or provide value to a customer. So that's the things we do every day. That's the really basic kind of, we need food and water to survive. That's that kind of employee appreciation. The second thing is where we notice and we praise publicly. So when we praise publicly, that means we include a boss on an email that says, hey, I just wanted you to know what a great job they did on this project. The customer said they did amazing. That's where you call out their great work or their effort in a team huddle or a team meeting. That's where you have a hero board and somebody, their peer, has called out a great job they did, and it's up on a billboard for all the other team members to see. The third step is where we get into reward. And this is, the season where lots of people are really adding rewards into their system. And that could be, a performance-based bonus. It could just be, hey, the company did well, so everybody's getting a piece of the pie. It could be something that is, you hit your sales goal. So lots of things like that happen throughout the year, but more frequently near the end of the year, where these are really being delivered and rewarded to people. And so they range. The gauntlet is very broad, from, hey, here's a $5 Starbucks gift card or a, $15 Hickory Farms meat and cheese box, to a $15,000 or 15-day all expenses paid trip for a top salesperson and their wife. I'm assuming it probably was about 15 grand, actually, if not a little bit more, to celebrate a unbelievably strong sales year. So that it really has a huge thing. And frankly, it depends on the size of your business, the reality of your financial, and the reality of how important that value was to the company. There is definitely there has to be an alignment between the value to the company and the value of the reward. So those are kind of the 3 ways that you should be demonstrating employee appreciation. I would say one should be daily, at a minimum weekly. The other one should be at a minimum quarterly, but maybe monthly. And then the third one should be at least once a year. If you can, of course, do it more often, like quarterly, that's great. But we want to be realistic and make sure we don't accidentally break the bank, but still remember how important it is that our employees feel valued and appreciated, and know that we are excited they're on our team and we are proud of them and the work they're doing, because humans have a need to feel valued and appreciated. And if they don't feel that way, that's when they become susceptible to calls from recruiters, just seeing what's on Indeed or Monster, and just maybe, taking that call from a friend whose company is hiring. So we want to make sure that we are warding that off at all times. And those 3 steps are the best way you can do that. Okay, so I'm so excited to jump into this part of this week's live, and that is talking about how we want to appreciate our employees. And I want to share an example of what was one of the most powerful experiences I've been a part of related to employee appreciation. So I have a very good friend who works at an independently owned bank in town, and she was able to get extra tickets for us for their holiday party, which you might be thinking, weird, there's tickets to the holiday party. But this is a holiday party like no others. They rent out the arena that the semi-professional hockey team plays in, and they bring huge bands in. So the first one was the Blenders, which is a local favorite here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. The next one that you guys might recognize was Big and Rich, which is a country music band. And then the highlighter was Journey, which for those of you who are my age or older, you should recognize Journey and about 10 of their songs. And the theme of the night was Journey to 10 billion. And it was all about their journey to get to 10 billion in management, or in assets under management, excuse me. And so it was very cool. It was very fun. We went in. They had people, they had a red carpet laid out. They had awesome, kind of like window shopping displays with their logo and holiday themes on this big red carpet. They had professional photographers taking pictures of your group and, maybe of you and a couple. So super cool. They had different booths set up where you could actually get your photo. And they had glam stations where they had hats that lit up. They were sequin hats, they're cowboy hats, fedora hats, all sorts of things that people could take to really add to the festive air of the evening. Meanwhile, people got food and beverage gift cards. So if you wanted to have a pretzel and a pop, you could do that. If you wanted to turn it into a bunch of beers or cocktails, you could do that. I turned mine into cocktails. I'm not going to lie. Well, actually, I turned my friends into it because she bought me drinks. But it was so fun. So you got there, you immediately felt like you were at kind of a red carpet event, which I'm in Fargo, right? So those don't happen all the time. So just an amazing job of setting the vibe. They had a coat check because it's cold here in December. And very clearly it said all tips go to education opportunities for women. So they had found a volunteer partner to work the coat check to raise money for a great cause. And that's one of the core tenets of Bell Bank is they really put their communities first. And so it just felt so on point and so true to how they show up in the market and everything like that. So anyway, super fun event. They set the stage beautifully. What was truly amazing, and I will be grateful for the rest of my life that I was part of this. I'm getting goosebumps right now because it was so cool, was the fact that we, during it, the president spoke and the owners came out and, they said, hey, we're not for sale. Like, we love our employees. Like, you guys are the reason we did this. It was just kind of a love fest, right? And the highlight of it was to celebrate their journey to $10 billion under asset management. Every full-time employee got a $10,000 bonus. So that's life-changing money. There was almost 1,800 people in that arena. That's a lot of money. And I will tell you, I saw so many people crying. I heard so many people celebrating being debt-free. I heard so many people talking about finally getting a new car. Like, the energy and the impact of that gift in that group was awe-inspiring. I mean, I feel humble and blessed to have been able to be part of that, to watch people's faces, to watch people crying about how happy they were, how valued they felt. And you know what I thought? These people are going to be impossible to recruit. Like, I'm so glad I'm part of this, but Bell Bank has this nailed. They do an amazing job of being involved in their community and often giving their employees money that they pay it forward in the community. So choose your charity, choose your cause, and it's Bell Bank's money that they're giving to you to spend on the cause you care about. I could go on and on and on about how powerful this is, not only for a retention standpoint, which of course it's wildly successful for retention, but also for recruiting. Do you know how likely those people are to tell all of their friends and family about this huge bonus? Very, very likely. Do you know how much press they're going to get in the paper? A lot. I'm talking about it, right? I'm talking about it to a national audience about the fact that this was so well done that I feel blessed and grateful to have been a part of it. So over this week in social media, you will see us sharing things about this event. And fun fact, you see a picture of me with a guy with Richard Solberg, and he is actually from a tiny town near the tiny town I'm from. and he and my dad are friends. And I saw him at the event, and he told me a story about him and my dad playing basketball with their fathers. Now, this has to have been in the 50s that it happened. Best case, it was the 60s, but I'm pretty sure it was the late 40s or the 50s. And he just lit up. And I thought, I feel so connected to this. I don't know him personally. My dad said, "Oh my gosh, if you see Dick, you should let him know like that you're my daughter." And I was like, "Okay." Well, then I actually saw him. And again, 1,800 people there. The guy had other people to talk to than me, but he was so genuine. And everybody on my friend's team was like, "Hey, that's Richard. You should go talk to him." Hey, sorry, it's a little bit confusing because his name is Richard and my dad's name is Richard. My dad calls him Dick, but I don't know if anybody else does. So anyway, in case you're like, "Why are you using two different names?" That's why. So anyway, so cool. I am grateful. We're going to include some stuff so you guys can see it. And of course, that is on a big scale. It is a big win, but they very clearly tied their business goals to the value of that reward. And I loved everything about it. So I hope this helps you guys get ideas about how you can celebrate your team. Of course, on that grand of scale is great, but on a smaller and more appropriate scale for your team, just think experiences have a huge value, right? So everybody likes a gift card, but people enjoy the experience of going out to eat with people they care about more than the gift card. Okay, on that note, have a great week. Happy hiring. And of course, if you want to figure out how you can get better results, both with recruiting and retention, I encourage you to schedule a free discovery call with my team because they are going to be able to help you really get clear about what your challenges are, which you probably know already, but then different ways that you can solve them and approach them so you can shortcut the headaches and get to the results you want quicker. So I hope this helps. I encourage you to start the conversation because we'd love to help you hit those goals sooner and easier than you ever thought was possible. Have a great day.